And we'll fill in the Fel when he arrives. But we're going to be a little laggy every now and again because my computer's chugging it. I've got to figure out what's wrong with him. Poor boy.
I need to see where I need to go to, like, be more in the middle.
Yeah, you got to position properly.
Yeah, I think last time I was, like, leaning over the edge for so long.
I, like, lined up at the start, but then, like, by the end, we're all just, like, half in the webcam, just, like... It's the best, honestly. Hopefully that's capturing the right window and not my DM window, because that would suck.
Keep all the secrets.
Yeah, right. Holy moly. Alright, so you guys just took a little nap after a lot. Yesterday was a big day. You guys killed a Hydra and stole a boat. A pretty good day in the life of a pirate and non-pirates combined.
Well, like pirates.
Well, yeah. Let's not go too far with us, you know. We're all pirates now.
Pirates in denial.
Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
You all rested up. Nothing jumped out at you last night because I didn't really want her. It's
always convenient when that happens.
It was already late and having another thing happen would just slow things down more. We don't need that. But when I do feel like it, oh, you better watch out.
I'll be scared.
We had a lot of talks going on, and our missing boy did want to convene everyone to talk some stuff out, I assume. Or just call everyone names. We don't know his agenda.
Just
but
roast everybody.
He might. You don't know. You're never going to read on this guy. Who has like 10 more health than... Goddamn, screw this health bonus you all get. It's so crazy.
Oh no.
Oh, it's so much. Like 9 points of extra jazz, man.
All that jazz.
But you all wake up, and I assume the plan was to go check out that little lighthouse silhouette that you see on the horizon. In that morning tide where you think you're able to make it a bit more easier before it swells up and goes crazy.
The morning tide is always the lowest.
Yeah. There's some less waves out there.
Less waves. There's less water in the morning.
Yeah, it's just... Where does it go?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. That's a lot of water to just vanish off the top of the ocean. I don't want to know now. Where does it go?
No, I'm curious.
I'm thinking about it. That's a lot of water off the entire... Like, does it just shrink?
It goes underground.
Yeah, does the earth open up and sip it?
Oh gosh.
It's like us when we wake up with like the glass of water next to us. And do go down. I'm sure we'll find the actual answer someday. But what do you all do in the morn? I assume there's some slow rigging of the ship to prepare it for... I want to say takeoff, but that's not the word.
See.
Do ship boat things.
Yeah. The pirates probably are going to lead everybody in how to get this thing ready to go, figure out our navigation, and maybe also do some prep for like if we have to immediately fight when we get there. So I'll have mage armor up and.
You are weaponless on the boat. There are no ballistae or cannon on there.
No.
So
you do have the dinghy.
You do have a dinghy, I guess. Where'd you get a dinghy?
You can get a little diggy. Oh,
Ooh, all the
There
webcams.
was, you said there were several boats at the docks. We were going to string them together. We decided not to do that. So we probably have at least one that can fit us all. And
You okay?
once we weigh anchor at like near the island, then we could take the boat to get there, or we could have water walked up. That's like an extra measure.
I could do water walk while in there. Boat. It only takes me about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you could do it 10 minutes before we reach there. You know, like in prep work.
Where is it? There it is. Well, if we are waking up, I'm assuming we already had our badger burgers.
So you've probably eaten whatever you've found on the way.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm on a new internet system, so if there's technical difficulties, I apologize. Trying my best here.
Mm-hmm. You're good. You're good. Let's see, I guess like what if I would wake up in the shack? Would I notice if Flotsam and Silas were gone, or were they still in the shack? Like, did they sleep on the roof, or did they come back inside?
Chill.
I mean, Silas probably will.
Okay.
He'll be still on the roof.
I guess Flotsam doesn't sleep, so.
True.
Mm. Roof gang.
Roof gang.
Roof gang. Nice.
Well, if that's the case, I'll go ahead and wake up Adelaide. Be like, Adelaide. I'll shake her a little bit.
What?
I think the others are probably at the ship before us. I don't think they're in here, so we might want to get up and go. They might be doing stuff without us.
All right. Let's get up then.
Alright. And I'll start walking out the door.
I think we might just have to go without webcams for this week if it's chugging this bad.
Oh, is that what it's like?
It might be. Let me switch over to the other live. If it'll want to. Because I think Discord is using up a lot to stream. At least anytime I turn on my camera, it seems to freak me out.
Do you try like switching the region?
I don't think it's the Discord like connection thing.
Can we just get you like a VTuber model?
Like right now?
So you don't have your camera on, just like it just like casts that.
Raccoon.
I mean, I think I have it like capturing my webcam in just raw into my OBS. It's not even like using the one I have in Discord. So I guess I could have my one running there and just capturing your faces off the Discord, and you guys don't get to see me unless you have the stream open. But since Fel, you're here. Hi.
Yes, I am here.
Hello. Everyone is now awake. If you want to give a little whistle out and gather the folks around.
Try my best to give a whistle. To gather everybody in. I assume that nothing too important has. I don't see any like tokens that indicate that we're under attack. So I guess it's probably fine that I call. Yeah, I would just like to call a meeting. I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to get into like Flotsam's headspace.
It's so good.
for the moment.
We all look at the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my friend Silas are on the roof. Yeah, I'll like scamper off the roof.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
If it is amenable to the rest of you, there's something that I would like for us to handle.
All right.
Sure. Let me grab my things.
I will go and grab Ra and Viridian from the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go over and try and get their attention.
Those of you on the boat, you see a metal man you are familiar with stride his way up the docks.
Hey, I'm familiar with that metal man.
You know that metal man?
The metal man you know is better than the metal man you don't. If I could trouble the both of you, I would like to try and go ahead and have a bit of a meeting this morning before we venture out.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Swing over onto the dock, kind of like turn back to Whirlwind and say, "Watch the ship."
He gives a
Whirlwind salutes with his hoof.
he gives a very
Don't
steadfast nod.
Joyride. I also will say that I will probably have done my I don't know if I can do my inspiring speech for this.
This will
morning.
be the inspiring speech.
Mhm.
This is it.
Inspiring leader. This will be the inspiring speech. So equal to my level plus my charisma modifier. So that is 4 plus 5. So that is 9 for everybody.
Nice.
I just have it there naturally now.
Yeah, I think everyone just has it every time they
Yeah.
rest. That's part of
Got
their
it.
refresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason for that this needs to be inside of the cottage, but if you feel that it would be more formal to do so, that would be fine with me.
Honestly, I felt like you on the roof was a good vibe, like you above, like.
Do you want me to carry you back up there?
Could you, if that would make, I'm just like looking at Ra, like if that would make you all more comfortable, then I don't see a real reason to do it, but I'm happy to do so.
Sure. Why not?
Silas just
I was
get me up
joking,
on
but
that.
okay. Come here,
I-
middle man. And I'll just kind of like be a stepping stool for him and
Yeah,
tuck him up
get
onto
him.
the roof.
Hang on, let me
How
do
do
it.
you?
Do I hold shift to kind of automatically place wherever?
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh no! Not there! Help! A building has fallen
There you
upon me.
There's a house on me.
You should be able to be on top of it now.
Is it
So
shift
wait,
and then
Flotsam
place?
is gonna give the
oh.
talk from up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everyone, the reason that I've called everyone here this morning is because, well, it seems as if we are going out onto some sort of naval exploration. By that, I mean we are taking a ship out into what, assuming from yesterday, when we saw that there were several boats on the waters, could be hostile territory. Now, I don't have to tell Viridian or Ra how dangerous the open oceans can be. When navigating a large vehicle on the open waters in the middle of combat, there really can be no room for negotiation or democracy. We need a captain who, in times of combat, will take over, someone who we can follow the directions of to ensure our victory. If we are to, in all other aspects, we can handle things democratically, but as I was saying earlier, in times of battle, it's imperative that we are all working with one mind. Otherwise, we will not be able to navigate the ship properly, and I need not tell you all how a watery grave can be quick to come. So, with that in mind, I have 2 orders of business today, the first of which is, picking a captain. And after that, the second order of business would be to pick the name of the ship. As far as the nomination of the captain goes, I guess we can do this fairly democratically, where one of us is able to nominate a person for captain, and then someone could second that calling. After we have our nominees, we will put it to a vote. Does that sound fair to everyone?
Yeah.
Well, and
So-
perhaps by further clarification, I should say that the captain that we are nominating is the person whose instructions we will follow during combat to the best of our abilities, who will make sort of the larger goals for us should we get into combat while on the open water. As I said previously, all other aspects, while we are not in combat, will be done democratically by the crew.
Okay, so the captain doesn't always tell people what to do?
The captain is sort of a battle master, a role designated to a person to ensure that the rest of the crew works uniformly towards a goal. If all of us were to be working towards our own goal during combat, it would only serve to distract us and could potentially end fatally if we're not careful. That is the purpose of a captain, simply for combat. Everything else is handled at the vote and the behest of the crew, sort of how we've been doing things up to this point.
Okay.
I know who I'm voting for.
Well, first, I guess if we should kick things off, it will be a round of nominations. I would nominate the Hellion. I would nominate Ra. Is there a second to that end?
I second.
So we have our first nominee. Does anyone else like to nominate someone for captain?
I'd like to nominate Flotsam. He's the most under control, and he's been the best leader we've had so far. He's not emotionally driven. I think that's what we need, somebody in combat.
Viridian will kind of step forward and say, I agree. I would like to second for Flotsam.
Oh. I'm just gonna look at Ra to see if Ra says anything.
Flotsam was the one who very heroically procured the ship and seems to be the most calm during averse situations. I think he's the best pick.
Ra, are you saying anything?
You called this meeting, so what the crew decides is what the crew decides.
And the
Well,
fact that he
certainly.
called this
I
meeting.
thought we weren't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Can robots be flustered? Because
Yeah, he starts blushing.
Flotsam
What if he
has
could?
gotten flustered many times, I feel like. He gets flustered more than regular people get flustered.
If Ra's not saying anything, if that is the behest of the crew, I will accept the nomination. I'm assuming, Ra, that you accept the nomination.
I'll accept the nomination.
Do we have any other nominations for captain? Not hearing any, we will put this to a vote. Generally, at this point, the two nominees are able to give arguments for why they would make a better captain. I think I would be much more articulate if this weren't me versus Ra at this point. But I'm
Roz just got a big grin on her face. She's just like, this is great.
Perhaps we could have a bit of discussion. I know that some of you have already said some things. I believe that Ra's the most capable captain that I'm aware of. Far more experienced than myself. A much better and more capable hand-to-hand fighter, and a very brilliant tactical mind, and that is why I had nominated her.
I think it would be a good idea to explain what your position in our crew of two was before we joined this larger party. So they understand what quartermaster is, because I think that isn't something that everybody knows.
The quartermaster, the role that I had directly underneath Ra, was to manage the affairs of our ship, ensure that the crew is paid and taken care of. The quartermaster is the person who deals with the logistics of the ship and is a voice for the crew on shores. Generally, sort of, you could think of it as a managerial position, although as the captain, serves at the behest of the crew itself, and is, for all intents and purposes, when not under the employ of those particular faculties, is a member of the crew and is awarded no particular power other than making the financial decisions for the crew themselves.
That was our dynamic before joining everybody here. In battle, typically I kind of dictate tactics, and then whenever it came to being on shore, Flotsam has been a very good face.
Although I lack one, I suppose.
But to those points, I do think, from what I've seen, Flotsam could, no offense, Ra, he could do a better job. Because he has proven himself, especially in the acquisition of the boat right over there, that he is the one responsible for getting that. It may have been a risky maneuver, but it worked out. And in previous battles, he's been almost the one in charge of strategies and coming up with a large majority of plans.
Flotsam, in many situations we've been in where we've been in trouble, you've been there to help everyone. When me and Viridian were by ourselves with that big monster, you came down, you were the first one there to help us. When Viridian and Ra got into a fight, you were there to back up Ra whenever she needed. You have been there to try to help everyone who's needed it. I don't think I want someone who is just in it to order people around, but is in it because they want to help who they're in charge of. And I think you're that person.
Well, perhaps I should say that the role of captain is to ensure the survival of the ship and the crew, and in that sense, tenacity, quick thinking, and someone who can make hard decisions is also an admirable quality. All qualities that I believe that my friend Ra possesses.
I don't know. I'm kind of being turned by Silas and Comet's arguments here, Flotsam. I think maybe you should give Captain a shot.
I think we have a vote.
Well, then, as there's been a motion to vote, do I have a second for that motion?
Yeah.
I'll raise my hand.
All right. The simplest way to do this is a simple counting of ayes for the person, beginning with myself, alphabetically, of course. Do I have any all in favor of Captain Flotsam?
Aye.
Aye.
Me.
I hate this.
From the boat, there's like a small whinny as Whirlwind also just kind of makes a little noise.
Adelaide, kind of peeking out from your book bag. Just, do I get a say? Am I part of this?
Yeah, be quiet.
I want to be captain.
Tuck the book back in.
Can I throw my name in? I want to be captain.
The horse gets the vote, and my book gets a vote.
Well then, it seems as if I'm first off, I'm gonna share a look with Adelaide, because like I think we both I'm worried about this decision. I think she and I were going to make the right one.
Yeah.
But this is democracy, and I'm gonna look over and see if Ra wants me to accept this. I know that she voted for me, but this is her last chance to tell me that she.
This is why I voted for Ra.
Awesome.
I would have if Ra had gone first.
Awesome. If you are not comfortable with this decision, you don't have to accept. It's completely your decision if you want to take that role on. But I, for one, think that you could do a decent job at captain, and you say that I'm more experienced, but how do you get experience without doing it? I think you've already kind of proven that you have what it takes. And if, some things happen that, some mistakes are made or something, we can always decide later you can abdicate the role and give it to somebody else.
I'm going to jump off of the roof down onto the floor so that I can meet the same level as all of my peers, because I do not want to be lording over them. And I'm only saying this to Ra. Then I shall accept the role of captain on this voyage. To the rest of you, I pose a question that need not be so intense. Every good ship requires a name. And as it has come to be my understanding that it is bad fortune for us to set forth on a ship without one. So, would anyone like to, I guess I will put forth a motion to name the ship. Does anyone have any suggestions? Now everyone think about this harder than you thought about who we're going to make captain. And we don't have to role play this out as well, but I have a suggestion. As mainly ships are female, I suggest that the name is the Fire Ladies or the Fire Lady. I think the Fire Lady would be a good name for a ship.
Hell yeah.
The Burning Maiden?
Oh, that's good.
Let's pipes up the Blazing Babe.
Blazing Babe! I like that too.
Any iteration of Fire Lady gets my vote. Just whatever one sounds the best, that's what I'm voting for. Just I love that a lot.
Fire Lady is a classic. Blazing Babe is good though.
I want to say if I'm like waiting on shore for the ship to arrive, there's the babe.
The babe with the power.
The babe is coming.
The babe with the power.
I do like it.
Does anyone else want to put in any suggestions?
I think the Fire Lady takes the cake.
So are we doing the Fire Lady or are we doing the Blazing Babe? Because those
personally, I like the Fire Lady the best.
So do I.
Its nickname is the Blazing Babe.
We can call it the Blazing Babe. Yeah, exactly.
That's
on the books.
Yeah.
On the books. It's
On the
Written
books.
on the side of the ship is the Fire Lady, and then
when we roll into the wharf, yeah, sort of how like your pets have like cat names.
Yeah.
Your pets have cat names. Your cats have pet names.
You know how he's Superman, but they call him the Man of Steel? It's like, that's the Fire Lady, but it's the Blazing Babe.
All right, that makes me happy. I don't. Do I have any like spells to do this? To like put the.
I love how
I want to like. I want to like somehow.
For captain of the Fire Lady, we chose not the Fire Lady.
But... we have multiple Fire Ladies aboard. That's okay.
What if? Wait. So, Comet, you're a cleric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you cast ceremony for this?
We can get...
Can we do a coming of age on Flotsam?
It's a first level ritual, so you don't have
we can get married.
We
can get married with ceremony.
Well, there's
You
other
can.
ceremonies
Plus 2 to
too.
AC.
Yeah,
I'm wondering
there's
if
lots
there's
of
an
ceremonies.
applicable version of ceremony for this, because this
I
only
think
happens
coming
like
of age
once.
makes the most sense.
I have to look up ceremony. All I know is that there's the one where you can get married to like another person.
Yeah.
I know. I can cast it, and I think Silas might be able to cast it too. Although I think he has to choose it. Yeah.
It was
guess
not
there's
on my
cleric
prep
and paladin.
pellet.
Dedication as well, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely
we
not
can do
funeral,
that.
alright. There's no one's dead yet. So.
Oops. Well, I didn't know boats had names.
Neither did
Well-
I.
Well, then, the crew of the Fire Lady. I will do my best, if we are to get in combat, to try and steer us in the right direction, to use a manner of speaking. I believe before we board, you all understand that the general punishment, I should say, for failing to follow the orders of the captain during during combat is that you walk the plank. That is to say, that is a euphemism. Generally, the punishment is death, but we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
We all immediately regret.
We should all walk the plank
Oh, is this where
instantly.
Flotsam like develops an evil AI?
Yeah,
and gets more power?
This
Power.
Captain, and he's like, all right, first order of business. I have like absolute power.
Power
You
acquired.
must follow.
Only during-
He becomes the steering wheel AI from Autopilot
WALL-E,
from
yeah.
WALL-E.
First rule of the Fire Ladies is if you tied me to the front of the ship, then you have to.
You must die.
I voted for this.
Yeah, that's no one's allowed to tie the captain to the front of the ship at any point. That's a second rule of the sea.
Even if they consider it for their safety.
Well, if you give me a moment, I think I can actually make this an official ceremony. I'll just be right back. It'll only take me a minute. So I'll just walk over here. And he's going to stare at the azure moon as he focuses on changing a spell, because it only takes a minute for a paladin during a rest. So I'm counting this, Cheeki.
I'm resting over here.
Yeah, I'm resting.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go prep the ship for departure and like see if there's like if there's anything we can like change around to make it a little bit more like battle ready. I don't know if there's any like things. This is like a shipyard, so if there's any like anything we can do to kind of buff it up or
yeah, I suppose if you want to like scrounge around the shipyard to find anything you can kind of jerry-rig onto your ship, because your ship has no weaponry on it at all.
I understand. I just was like gonna like maybe if there's like leaks or I mean it was in with the zombies, like if there's any like leaks or faulty, anything that could prove like a liability that we can fix, maybe just try and like fix that up.
Yeah. You make sure there are no easily frayed ropes that will snap.
Yeah,
soon.
that sort of thing. Tie things up if there's any like twisted up like rope that needs to be like undone. Make
There's
sure
like a huge
say
pile of rope in the middle that Silas was once holding, but
yeah.
it's
If there's any like
it's fine.
sails that are messed up, try and repair those sails, that sort of thing.
Throw a few mendings at them.
We
Yeah, throw-
need to get a hold of the continual flame spell and make the entire ship constantly on fire.
Oh,
That'd be kind of cool.
Is that a thing we can actually do?
I think so. It doesn't
It won't-
set
if I
stuff on
learn the
fire.
spell,
So,
then
yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't set stuff on fire, it doesn't create any heat, and doesn't use oxygen. It just stays on fire forever. It's like the casting like duration is like until dispelled.
Forever. Okay.
Give me money and I can learn it.
I can do that for money.
$50 and you got it.
I think I have it.
Well, it's very neat.
Yeah, I do. I just have it.
Ooh, it'd be cool because I bet like Comet's continual flame looks like almost like galactic or starry or something cool like that.
The wisps.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that
gonna
as
start,
people are trying to
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna split the hour-long cast that it takes for ceremony.
All right.
Continue.
Walk on over to the.
As people are like getting the ship ready, Adelaide is gonna like take one of the feathers out of her hat, and it's gonna glow with some little arcane energy. And I'm going to use my wizardly quill ability from my subclass,
Hell yeah.
and I'm going to write the fire lady on the side of the ship, and it stays there forever.
Whoa!
Until I tell it to go away.
Looks super
It's like in
calligraphy.
very fancy red and gold lettering.
Ooh.
Are you telling me you can draw a face on Flotsam and he'll have a face? Is that what you're telling me? You could have done that the whole time. I could have had a face.
I could have face.
Just to say, I wake after a night of drinking. I wake up and I have like a little smiley face with like.
It's all part of my plan to deny you humanity, so don't worry.
Oh, perfect. Very cool.
Amazing.
With friends like these.
Does the ship not have a name on it already? Okay.
Not sure what they were doing, but pirates naming their ship probably isn't a good for keeping low key. So they probably had ones that they interchanged a lot. So it's a very piratey thing, just so. There were more smugglers, you assumed, with their little secret. All that stuff.
I'm gonna take a piece of parchment over to Adelaide, and I'm going to we don't have a Jolly Roger, a flag to indicate that we are in fact pirates. It's a useful tactic. Generally, when people recognize that pirates are coming, some of them just have a tendency to give up before we get there. That's the purpose of a Jolly Roger. So if you don't mind, perhaps you could think of something that we could use, and then I'll just give her the parchment, like a flag that we can raise up, and then I will go back to. And then I'll go back on the ship, and then I'm ready to go.
Hell yeah.
I guess at any point.
No reason to kick around anymore.
Shall we make your captain ship official? Or whatever it is? How do you say it? I'm very suited for this ritual, don't worry.
I'm a professional.
I'm not sure what you mean. I sort of think that we've already made it official.
Well, here. I'll place my hand on your shoulder and just say, well, Flotsam the Quartermaster, welcome to your new life as Flotsam the Captain of the Fire Lady. And I'll do the coming of age ceremony. So you get a D4 to your next ability check whenever. Well, for the next 24 hours.
Got it. Thank you.
I have bless.
I'm the one with bless. I believe we have a lighthouse to go and see then.
Whew. I'm not ready to be on the water. Let's go.
Anyone else say? Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just say we can head out.
Yeah. You all board the ship, kind of about face it, shift them around so you don't fly into the dock when you let the sails down, and take off into the sea towards the lighthouse. I would like anyone steering the ship to be making a vehicles check with advantage should someone who also has water vehicles proficiency, if they would like to help.
I'm going to consult with Raw. I'm definitely going to consult with Raw and try on that, because I know that I'm pretty sure we both have water vehicles.
Most piratey.
Yeah. Let me see.
Can I roll this?
Mine is a +6 if we're using dexterity for that.
Yeah. What do we use for it?
You consider yourself. You used charisma last time because you were ordering people to control the ship. You know?
That's good enough for me. Thank you for that.
Like a captain.
Then that you probably have the higher roll, so I'll just aid you so you can get advantage.
What is going on? Sorry, I'm having difficulties with it. Do you want me to roll? I can roll with it. So you're gonna roll, or I'm gonna roll with advantage?
You roll with advantage.
I think you'd have the better chance, so I'll just aid you.
Roll it one more time.
Ooh.
Damn.
Hey, 24. So I have my proficiency because I'm proficient in water vehicles.
You are hella proficient with a boat.
So, guys, hear me out.
I'm listening.
The ship has no weapons, but it'd be great if it did, right?
Usually.
What if
Sure.
we went back to where we killed the Hydra, and we got the ballista, and we removed it and carried it back to our boat, and we attached it to our boat.
Do you know how to do that?
Just
Can we
rip it out.
remove- Also, I don't think I wrote bolts anywhere in the book that I gave Adelaide that we have in the
We wouldn't have
boat.
any ammo for it, but we could get ammo for it some other time.
If we could get ammo for it some other time, couldn't we
There are
also...
3 ships moored at the lighthouse. It's possible they have
Perhaps-
ammo if they don't already have bolts on their crossbow things on their ships.
I'm just saying we know that the ballista's there right now, and it might not be later. So
Mhm. What if one of the other boats has something? You guys want to steal more boats?
let me just throw the ballista overboard, and it's just like, whatever.
I have an idea.
Mhm.
So I've heard that some people who are in tune with the arcane can enlarge things, like make them larger. And Flotsam, you have that gun, right?
I have a gun.
What if we
Yes.
just made that big?
Made my gun larger.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be like a cannon?
I hear what you're saying, and I love it. But then again, why not have big gun and ballista and have both?
Why not big ballista?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Why not a larger? I literally
Also,
thought where you're going with that was let's
we
shrink
shrink
the ballista
the
and then
ballista so we
bring
can-
the ballista. Yeah.
Or we can do that too.
Mm.
This game writes
It'd be
itself.
Uh,
Easier
You're
to
making
carry.
it too easy.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to carry.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
that would be probably an issue with a lot of these strong boys around.
Yeah.
mm.
But with Dita's carry weight, he could probably carry both on his shoulders. Now,
I'm fine
now
with.
heavy's a ballista, god damn it.
It's an important question.
Yeah.
You're making me look this up now. Do we have anybody on with us now that knows how to connect it?
Surely you just put it down and it won't move, right?
No,
Not
it needs to
gonna
be.
go anywhere.
Rules to do
The-
this? We need like a
like-
hammer and nails.
The good thing
I
about
mean-
it's. I mean, just simple physics would say that if we're gonna shoot something off, there's got to be like a reaction. So that thing needs to be bolted down, or it's gonna like tear the boat apart. It's
I
gonna have a
feel
lot of force already, right?
Or just
Yeah,
rely on your half-orc muscles to just like hip
Hold.
fire it.
I'm pretty sure Ra would have experience being on pirate ships before and using those types of guns, like to know how they're like.
Could we put it
attached,
on the
if at
back and propel ourselves by
Maybe not with a ballista, because it's like elastic
You-
energy.
You let multiple pirates into this game, and now we're gonna trick out this dang boat, even though it's clear you
Never
didn't
gonna
design
fight
this.
anything on the water.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
This is a single
like
trip,
the one
and then
thing.
we don't use the boat again.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can swim it around and like take it places if you want, but like there's no other notable places out in the ocean.
If those guys ever come back for their ship, we're gonna need the ballista.
Yeah.
to sit there empty on the boat because we don't have any ammunition.
Yeah,
For it.
Well, I
we
know we
don't
could-
have any more ammo.
Surely Comet could carve some sticks. Or it's because worse, we'll just put like flotsam in there and just
Sticks
launch
here?
it at the end of it.
There will be no launching of the flotsam.
Hold on.
That is also punishable by death.
Is that rule number 3?
The Fire Lady has 3 rules now.
3 rules in one day. I can't imagine what this is gonna be like a year from now. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, hear a farm boy out, but Grey Cat sells bolts.
he does sell bolts. He sells like anything and everything.
And the enlarge spell exists.
Mhm.
what, isn't that temporary though? I
Yeah,
guess it would matter.
temporary for a bolt to fly into another boat. And then it's no longer, and then it shrinks, and then now they have a giant hole in their boat.
This is why you're part of the team. This is why we brought you along.
If
No other
It
reason.
seems
It is worth it.
I think it would be worth it to add at least some sort of large-scale ranged artillery or weaponry to the boat, seeing as our enemies will almost certainly have some sort of cannon or perhaps even a ballista of their own. If we're going to be able to even get close to another boat in order to fight it, I could see this being useful. So I think it's a good idea.
I mean, if we can get a ballista, we can get it, but I don't think we can nail it down yet, because I don't have the tools.
You need to be proficient in either Tinker's or Smith's tools, I'll say, to proficiently connect. You can just try and jerry-rig it if you all want to, and just hope for the best, but...
You could certainly try.
You could certainly try.
I wonder if this is maybe something we could try and handle on our return. If it does turn out that we're unable to deal in combat with these other ships, our boat has at the very least the advantage of being quick, being a smaller ship. We could hinder ourselves if we were to put something incredibly heavy on the boat and then be unable to get away, especially when the ballista isn't providing any tactical offensive advantage.
Let's go see if we're even having to fight people on the water, because those could just be washed up boats.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps we should try and get a little bit closer to see what's going on.
Alright, so you're heading off ballistaless.
If something attacks us on this boat, I'm gonna be laughing.
Fair.
I'm just gonna be laughing the whole time.
Alrighty. With your water vehicles check that you've already made, you sail off closer to the lighthouse that still has the three silhouetted, different coloured ships, all kind of keeping their space from each other, but all definitely around this lighthouse. Anyone keeping watch can make a perception to get a better look now that you are a lot closer. I don't know if you can stealth a ship, but...
At night you can.
At night you definitely can, but in the middle of the day, maybe not so much. You just gotta hope that they're not perceiving you. They're not watching.
Before we get any closer, I'm gonna start sitting on the deck and ritual casting water walk.
That affects everyone, right?
Yeah,
like 8 people.
I can hit up to 10 people.
Oh yeah, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you have a spyglass? Aren't spyglasses like $1,000 in D&D?
Yeah, spyglasses are like
they're
like
wild
expensive.
expensive.
Pokemon. They're like the most expensive
Insane.
resource in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's like more than full plate armor.
Mm-hmm. Just to get a little bit more view.
Yeah, just to get a telescope.
Well, if Adelaide had Penny,
I assume they do. They're in like the
that
astral
might be
pet dimension.
Yeah, the pet
Horses
yeah, I
are
summoned
renowned
Penny
for their
back from the pet
amazing
dimension.
eyesight.
Yeah.
There is a bird.
From this distance, you think, Hellion, if they did notice you, they would probably be moving to intercept at this point, but you don't think... Either they haven't spotted you or they don't care.
Cool.
Or there's no one there.
I relay that.
Or they're not actually there.
Ghost ship!
Ghost!
But you have Penny ready and waiting. You would like to fly them any closer?
Yeah, I'll send Penny to investigate. Launch her into the ocean air. Be free.
Be free, my child.
Can you make Penny look like anything? Could you have made her look like a seagull, or like it doesn't matter? I actually don't know the answer to this question. I think can you make them
there are
like any...
a set. There are specified things you can make your familiar.
Okay.
But to like change what kind of animal it is, you have to take you have to recast the spell.
Got it.
And spend 10 gold.
And very much alike to the conversation we had before. I think in the spell it says like, if you want a different animal, it's up to the DM to be like, yeah, that's fine.
That's okay. I was wondering. Not a big deal.
Oh, good. Ways. So you fly Penny over to get a bit of a closer look. It's pretty far away, but they can just go there and fly back and tell you, because that's a thing, I think. They tell you that they're definitely all manned. At least there are people on the ship. They use people mostly because they tell you that they are all riddled with lizard, which are a very common thing you'd see out at sea if you are a pirate. All pirates have dealt with Lizardfolk ships before. They take exceptionally well to pirating and sea travel, since they are...
To water?
Yeah, since it is...
Are they known to be particularly aggressive, or...
Yes, but they are also, like, never allies. They don't like each other just as much as they don't like anyone else. And, seeing that there are 3 different colours of ships, you can tell that there is probably some feud going on between 3 different Lizardfolk tribes, or captains, going on at this lighthouse. You do see one of the ships, one of like a smaller Lizardfolk is kind of pointing very hastily out at the ship incoming, your ship, and that one ship, the blue ship, seems to be kind of getting ready for your approach. Roll a perception for Penny real quick.
Penny has a +3, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 and add that on.
All good in the hood. Mikey's camera's gone, so we're all jumbled up, but that's fine. We'll live.
With a +3, so a natural 20 for Penny.
Oof, a dirty 20,
Nice.
but it works. You can see, as you're swooping around, that all the ships don't seem to have any captains on them. You see no Lizardfolk that is usually bigger, better, stronger than the others, which is usually the sign of a captain. They like to wear a hat because it makes them feel better, and they disallow any other Lizardfolk to wear a hat because that is a challenge.
That's rule number 1 on their ship.
That's rule number 1 on their ship, man. You wear a hat, you're asking for it.
Yeah, I convey all this info to my crewmates. While in my blind state.
Your eyes kind of glazed over and white as you're soaring through the sky. A little piece of you doesn't want to ever return, but alas.
You must.
Is there a naval flag that we can fly to perhaps parlay with this incoming ship?
There is definitely flags you can fly to parlay with ships, though in your experience parlaying with a Lizardfolk ship is very hard. And almost only ever done in person, never at a distance. You'll know that the right thing to do in presence of a lizard is to offer the largest crab you can find. And that is
we don't
law.
And we don't have a crab that we're aware of, do we?
We happen to not.
You have a crab currently, but you are on the water.
Quick! Catch a crab!
I mean, me and Silas went fishing before.
Could genuinely give it a shot.
I can also make a fake crab appear for a while, but that's at the very least to get us into a good tactical position.
We could kill your familiar, then bring it back as a crab.
Oh no!
There's always one person
You'll have
who
to pay me
suggests
the
that.
money. Just cast the spell again, and it'll take an hour.
We'll just rob the Lizardfolk while we seduce them with your crab. Easy.
I say we just attempt to parlay with them and see what they're about. If they begin to attack, that's fine, and we can try and deal with that as it comes. But without knowing more, I mean, we might as well try and engage with the one ship while the other two are docked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one's coming at us?
Only one, I think.
Only one.
Right.
So you fly the necessary flags you usually would. Should you come across any other ships, hopefully these folk are a bit more stable than you've experienced them before. But as you are kind of up there raising the flag at the crow's nest, you see them about facing, which is never a good sign when ships are around. You hear the titular sound of 2 cannons going off. So I'm gonna drag y'all over. I'm gonna drag y'all over here real quick.
I said!
Place you guys wherever you would like to be. Because that's fine.
Where is their ship?
They're far off. They shot their cannon from the furthest distance they possibly could.
Okay. And well, I mean, I guess where in relation to us are they?
In front of you. Like, you're straight towards them.
Okay.
So
And we only hear 2 cannon shots go off, yeah?
Yeah. Seems like they might only have 2 ships facing your ship right now.
2 cannons, you
Captain.
mean?
Yeah.
As we
2
don't
no,
have
2 whole
cannons
ships.
of our own, we might want to play aggressive here. Otherwise, they'll know that we can't fire back.
What are they? So, question, Cheeks. How far? I guess what I want to do as captain is going to be depend on your answer to this. So, how far are they from us, and how far can we how fast can we move?
What was the speed of a ship?
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I would say if they're not moving, which they might be, I'll tell you more information when turns start rolling. You would probably be able to make it to them in 3 rounds of ship moving.
Of them shooting cannons at us.
If they continue.
I'm just gonna look at my spells really quick and see if there's anything I can do. I tend to agree with Raw. If we turn at this point in order to retreat, because I'm assuming we're just like we have the land we were at previously directly behind us. Is that right? I feel like if we turn to face them right now, they have the smaller chance of hitting us. At this point, I think. I want to. Okay, so
So what you're saying is ramming speed.
What I'm saying is ramming speed. Yes, I want to continue forward towards the cannonball blast.
I would like you all to roll initiative for me. Just so we can keep track of where everyone is and who's doing what, and we should get some
10s across the board.
Holy
Tens, baby.
moly, 10s and 8s.
10,
10s and 8s, 10s and 8s.
I'm gonna give Flotsam advantage on his initiative.
You're,
Natural 20 for me.
holy
Do I roll
crap.
again?
20.
Yeah, you roll.
Do I
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Let's get that spider battle. That's a good thing.
Hmm.
Then,
Spider pirates.
yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I'll find
I'll find some pirate music for us.
If you so choose,
Yo
yes, you
ho,
should.
yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Alright. So let's. It's almost already all lined up properly, but. Flotsam, you're up. You can hear the kind of whistling of some object flying towards the ship. Though you can't tell what exactly right now, but you do see the ship doesn't seem to be sticking around. It starts to like try and turn as if it wants to flee at this point. And unless it's a big ship,
Mistake.
you think it doesn't have any rear weapons, because if it only has 2 cannons on the side, then it probably doesn't have a lot going on at the back.
Right. Which is all the more reason to begin to chase them. But neither of those cannonballs hit us, is what you're saying? Or we don't know yet?
They're right. They're still mid-air right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Just
would like
exerting
to...
bullet time.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know if I can do this. I think you said we could place this wherever we want it to be. I want it to be towards the front of the ship, if that's okay.
Yeah, you like slide down the rope and like.
I don't know. I don't know if I can see the. I don't know if I can see the cannonballs, but I would like to hold my action, to cast Shatter. To try and knock those off course if I can. If that makes sense. That's what I would like to hold my action to do. Whether that works or not, is up to you. But that's I'll hold my action for that, and I will turn to that Hellion, who's and to Viridian, who are the only people who I think can actually capable of understanding this order. But I will say, full speed ahead. The rest of you, prepare for combat.
Aye.
And then, I will end my turn with that action held. So I guess I'm holding my action for if the cannonballs come within casting range, I guess.
Absolutely.
Which for me is 60 feet.
They definitely do. One seems to be heading right towards like the center of the ship, and one seems to be heading for the back. Roll your shatter. You seem to be able to hit them both on their approach. Little orb-like objects in the sky.
Make a con save for the.
Yeah, con save for the.
Those are really good rolls.
For the. Let's see if they're knocked off course. One is slightly knocked off course. One is definitely knocked off course. If you were gonna hurt
shatter, them. I just wanted to add a. I think shatter has. I don't know why I can't. Why? Sorry, the roll 20 is for some reason going really slow for me.
Has been for a while.
Okay. I just want to add in what shatter has about it. So it does say that inorganic material has disadvantage on a saving throw. So if you did technically make a saving throw, I just wanted to like add that was.
That's all good. Yeah, no, I got it.
Got it.
Alright, so you hit both of these orbs in the sky. And you see, well, I guess you don't. You kind of keep track of one that's heading towards the middle of the ship. And you three on the deck, as well as Whirlwind, you see the orb is very orange, and as it lands, it kind of unfurls, and you see that they have just launched a crab at you.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Their titular weapon of choice, the big crab.
The big crab.
Not the big crab.
The big crab. This is a game, guys. Look.
Yeah, full of high stakes and drama.
This is grim dark fantasy.
This is grim, dark fantasy. Okay, look. That's
Well, that's why you wanted the spider music.
Yeah.
Comet, talk to the crab.
Parlay with crab.
Parlay with.
He could be one of the fire ladies.
He's going to make a big crab claw attack against Silas, and
No.
like a smaller backhand against Adelaide.
Oh.
Whoa. I'm actually being attacked?
Shit,
Right? Is this the first time Adelaide will get hurt?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I do have mage armor up, so it's ever so slightly harder to hit.
It rolled
Me too.
a 21 to hit Silas, and a
Just hit.
to hit Adelaide. This dude's got some mad pincers.
Ooh. He's got big meaty
He got the
claws.
big claw.
Meat. For a second, I thought you said this dude has mad pizzas, and I
He
was
got,
like, what?
he got pizza.
We definitely need this guy on our team.
Hey man, if you manage to beat him, you got some meat to eat. So it's
He has to prove himself as a fire lady in order to join.
Silas, you take 9 points of crabby claw damage,
Not my
And-
temporary hit points.
and you are considered grappled by this big claw as it clamps around your chest plate. Adelaide, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you are backhanded by one and kind of sent into the railing of the ship. You hear from
I
your
just
bag
wanna-
just oof.
I want to mention that Silas looks extremely panicked because he doesn't know what a crab is, and this thing is terrifying.
Oh no! What's with this giant water bug?
Like a spider, but huge. It's got crabby hands.
Crabby hands, dude. Comet, you are up. You saw a crab just land on your ship.
Not a crab.
Not a crab. Not again.
Not again.
Parlay with the
I'm gonna-
crabs.
I'm gonna run up to it. I can't hit Q. So like right here, kind of like next to Adelaide,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like for a second, try to communicate with the crab, and just be like, it's all right. I know you're scared. We're not here to hurt you.
He snaps his offhand claw at you. He's like, "Stand and deliver."
Deliver what?
I don't know. They shot us over here. Hand it over.
You want to go back to them? I can get you back over there.
No. Don't send me back, please.
Oh no!
You don't like it?
You want to stay
like-
here? You can stay here with us.
No. I'm snipping yous.
Well, you don't need to. That's
I
that's
got
your
him.
decision.
I'm here to snip.
You're getting
you
the
don't wanna-
clamps.
There's no
If you
getting
don't
out of
wanna
this.
Crab's highly emotional.
You don't even know what they'll do to me.
There's too much.
They'll eat me if I'm not useful.
You don't have to go back if you don't want to.
I'm gonna pay my dues. Roll a persuasion
What
with
did this-
disadvantage.
There's too much going on with this crab.
Okay.
That's what happens when you can talk to animals, man.
Comet, you gotta be
Yeah.
his therapist.
The crab is
story?
the crab is already a more complex character than like most of the guards in the in the Hamlet.
Oh,
Oh no!
I did think crit.
He's too emotional.
he's too emotional,
He's gonna
man. The blood's rushing to his crab head.
Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help you sleep, and then you can sleep it off, and I'll pop him with my hammer.
Well, at the end of this, no matter what, we're eating good. Is what I think. The spoils of war.
Pop!
Yeah.
It makes the sound thwomps make in Mario Kart. Oh, what a hit. What a poor man.
Well, that's 7 damage.
What a guy. Viridian and the Hellion, you hear another whistling as the other crabular object kind of unbowls itself in midair and like catches the post here just so it doesn't fly over the ship, and it kind of spins around it like a few times before it lands in front of you and snaps its claws at you. He's ready to fight. He's going to make a big snip at Viridian and a small snip at the Hellion, trying to knock you away from the steering wheel as he's trying to GTA steal it from you.
I am wondering, Cheeki, did I do damage to these things?
Yeah, you hurt them.
Okay. Just wondering.
Hurt them big time.
That's good. I did a lot of damage, so I'm happy about that.
Rolling a 17 to hit Viridian and a 16 to hit Hellion. Which I don't think with your mage armor up is that enough?
With my mage armor up, it would hit.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I should shield. It's kind of early to shield, but
You do have temp, so if you
it's the little claw. I'm gonna tough it out.
So Viridian, you take 8 points of crabular crushing damage, a little bit of piercing. And you are grappled as well after being hit. It kind of clamps around your chest.
Oh no!
Hellion, you take 6 points of backhand bludgeoning damage, and I kind of sent a bit tumbling to the side as you probably weren't expecting a crab to hit you. But it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna activate a blade song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bonus action, and then as my action, I'm going to, after getting into position here, gonna booming blade.
Gonna bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom. Literally. So let's make an attack. Please hit. Please clap. Come on.
Please.
Oh no!
You slap this thing on its very hard carapace, and it chitters and stamps its one hand that it still has.
That's my turn.
It is.
It is what it is sometime. Silas, you are grappled, but you can still, grappling doesn't do shit, so...
I'm just going to take the greatsword and just start plunging towards the arm and just going, ah!
Grab him!
If I could reckless, I would, but that's not me.
Yeah, not yet.
Would be me.
Quick fail.
Oh.
But I have a second attack.
You do have a second attack.
Okay.
12.
You reckless.
Wow.
Wouldn't happen.
Alright, so you swing down. He reaches over with his little hand and catches your blade. But you pull it out because you can't get a good grip, and you go to attack again, but he kind of jumps back a little, dragging you with him. Crap battle.
I'm just kind of holding on to, with my sword up in the air, I'll just kind of panically put my hand up towards my face, and the little kind of floating helmet will appear, and I'll cast Shield of Faith.
Cool.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Viridian, just like Silas, you are grappled, but I mean, as close as you can get to this bad boy.
I'd like to think that with my somewhat battling the Hellion for control of the wheel as we're trying to speed ahead.
Yeah.
My weapons are not drawn. So I'd like to rage.
I
get real angry at this crab man.
Yeah.
And then I would like to grapple him.
You're punching him? What are you doing?
I'm trying to grapple him. I want to.
You're trying to grapple back. All right. Roll an athletics to re-grapple with advantage because you're angry. Oh
one of the
man.
worst grapples of my entire
Yeah,
career.
you have a plus 10 to grapplage, man, and that's what you're coming to me with?
Grapplage.
I was gonna mention like, oh man, I got an 8 on my one attack. Well, I mean that's the normal game, but then Silas missed both, and now Viridian. I'm like, oh, something's up. This isn't just me.
Oh no.
You managed to wrap your arms around this claw. You feel like you got the crab claw grappled in some way.
But
You're still grappled. You're just both. You're both grappled now.
we're
In a
both
tender
grappling each other?
embrace.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. You can now try to suplex should you wish, but
No, that's my whole turn. That's all I can do.
all right, he's grappled. You feel like he won't be able to use this arm to do anything else but squish you, should he choose to. Wind, by the way, does he give a little
Ooh, yeah,
stomp on this boy?
He will come and join the fight against this other crab, and we'll just start stomping at him.
Roll a oof. Oh,
Oh.
Is
he
that
will.
thing not co-
These crabs are cursed.
is this the
Third crit
Get
fail.
away from them.
is this
That's-
TPK. TPK.
is this crab not is this crab not cornered or with like all these people around it or no?
No, technically it's still got his back against the wall, so it's like more vicious than ever.
Okay.
You're all on its,
We
on
would
its
have to,
battle
like-
side. If you were to get behind it, you would probably be counted as surrounding it at that point.
Got it.
Adelaide, you've just been oofed a little.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, definitely heard.
Yeah. If I moved over here, would that count as flanking?
No, because you're still technically on its south side, you'd have to get behind it. Something you can like shimmy behind it if you just want to like sit behind it. Like you can definitely fit in that square behind.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll stand on top of its carapace.
Yeah.
And I'm flanking with Comet now?
You're flanking with everyone. If it's a large creature, you have to be fully around it to get the advantage on melees.
Alright, cool. I'm not good at melee.
Well, you're here now, so...
Basically, any of my spells would be at disadvantage, right? Even though we're surrounding it?
Yeah, because close range you have disadvantage, and flanking doesn't give you bonus to ranged, sadly.
Well then, instead of expending a spell slot, I'm just going to firebolt with disadvantage.
Alright, just try for a point-blank firebolt. Wants to...
Okay.
Damn!
Nice. Yeah.
Still 9.
Getting it. Yeah.
Fire lady.
lady!
Fire lady.
If you have any bonuses, now would be a good time, but I don't think you have many on hand.
Nah.
Not yet.
Adelaide just, like, tiptoes through some of the legs, and hops behind the crab, and just pew, point blank shoots a firebolt into its back.
It hits the ground and starts scuttling back to its feet. Flotsam, you can see that the ship in front of you has fully turned around at this point, but you are still giving the chase.
I will continue to give chase. I'm wondering how what's the condition of these crabs looking like?
They're looking pretty beat up already. The middle one more so because he took the full brunt of your shatter. The one at the back's looking still pretty good, but he just showed up to the party.
I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on first level on the crab closest to me. Let me.
It has to make a wisdom. Is that correct?
Yep. Yes.
Not very wise. Oh, wise as hell.
Oh.
This dude grows a beard and has a pipe in his mouth, dude.
Okay.
It's still half damage, right?
Yes.
So 4 points of damage as it kind of shrinks in on itself, kind of like a spider when it gets wet. It kind of crinkles in, but unfurls suddenly as it shakes it off and shakes Silas about a little.
Mm.
Oh, no.
I don't really want to use anything else. That will end my turn.
Alrighty. The boat moves on its own. You don't have to do anything. You have to say if it stops or not, I suppose, but it doesn't take anything to tell it to keep going. Crabula is going to attempt to crush Silas, basically giving him advantage on his hit. Just squeeze him. Rolling a 18, which with your Shield of Faith, I think.
That misses, yeah.
Yeah, you got Shield of Faith.
Heck yeah.
The helmet works.
For some reason, this headgear helps.
They protect you from crabs.
Yeah.
Crab-resistant helmet.
And is going to try and give a little crabula snap at Comet for boofing his head. For which he rolls an 18. Does that...
I believe that hits. Yep, that hits.
Alrighty, gives you a little snap.
Mm-hmm.
Or 9 points of slashing damage.
There's my temp hit points. Ow!
Right. But it is back to you, Cometo.
Cometo. Wait, I need you to let him go. They call me Comet. What do they call you?
Roll a persuasion with advantage, or animal handling, your choice, because it is technically an animal.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, was this with disadvantage or advantage?
With disadvantage, sadly, because he's your enemy, but that's a good baseline.
No whammies.
Alright, well, 15.
Alright. He doesn't let go, he still shakes him. He's like, they call me Krabby number 3.
Oh no!
With seeing Comet fail to do this, I'm going to issue a command as captain and say, Comet, kill the crab.
The crab looks up at you and says, don't kill the crab!
It's crab!
Enough time spent talking to the crab when you could be killing.
Comet for insubordination.
No siding with the crabs. Rule number 4.
All that,
Rule number
crab.
4. But it's crabby number 3.
Crabs are food, not friends.
All right, I'm gonna. Yeah. All right. I did ask you to let him go, so I'm gonna try to make you let him go. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit his.
I understand.
There. All right.
Oh no.
Novel pursuit. You may try.
I'm gonna go for his big crab claw, like hit him with a hammer there. 18.
18. Yeah, you crack his claw. Sadly, it doesn't let go. It wasn't enough damage to make him fully let go, but it is damaged a little. He looks at you like you've just hit his claw, and he's upset about it.
Alright. After that attack, let's see, what can I do for this action here? I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Silas as my bonus action.
Alrighty, nice. So as you feel like a big warm hug, like you hug a Comet again.
That's my turn.
Crab Battle up top is going to take another little squish at Viridian since he has you grappled. Rolling 18 plus its thing, so
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah, it's gonna do a little bit of squishing damage. For 11 points of squish, which is halved because you're raging. Thankfully.
Oh, now I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah. And another little crabby snap at the Hellion. Rolling a going to hit.
Going to hit.
Rolling a going to hit.
Well, I'm not going to tell because it could be high enough to avoid the shield should he cast it.
I'm not casting shield for these.
These fools, yeah, they're just crabs, dude. They ain't got nothing.
They're just crabs. They're just crabs.
They're just a crabby.
They're just crabs.
I'll let it hit.
You take 5 points of
Okay.
crab damage. And it is your turn again. You're fully procced. You got your action and bonus ready.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I was thinking like maybe I'll do the Crimson Rite to put fire on my sword.
Bit of cooking.
And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I'm gonna take damage to maybe end the combat really, really quick, and then have to put my swords away afterwards while we like get into position. So I'm just gonna smack him a bunch of times with my sword and see what happens. Nope. Rolled another nat 2. That was a nat 3. So I rolled a 2, and a 3 so far.
Well, you're getting higher though. You're getting there.
Yeah. Seeing that, I'm like, clearly I've been jinxed or hexed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell back to Flotsam.
They're too powerful. What do we do?
These crabs are too strong.
We fight.
We should go down with the ship should we have to. We can't let the crabs have it.
Remember when we killed a Hydra? Does anyone remember that?
Why is the Hydra easier than the crabs?
Dude, these crabs are the true enemy.
Alright, so we've swarmed this crab in front of me, right?
You have advantage to hit him now.
Okay. So, seeing, like, Comet trying to talk to him and then, like, bop him gently, I'm just gonna go, Comet, it's a monster! Kill it! It's the evilest thing I've seen! And, an 18.
That'll get him.
Yeah, no smite on this one.
No whammies,
For 11
no whammies, no whammies.
Don't need it. You crack him fair in between the head and his carapace cracks open and he slumps to the ground.
Ooh, there's another one of those bastards on here. Ah!
Oh god!
And we'll just jump up onto the top deck, and we'll like, I'm gonna hop on top of the crab and burst to speed all the way around. And like on top of its back, just like put the Kopess straight into it.
You won't have advantage, sadly. No, because you need 4 people to surround a boy. And one of you is grappled still. 17 will hit though, damn.
Yes!
Oh!
14!
14.
Nice. Oh wait, yeah. I was gonna say, if the crab is grappled, doesn't Silas have advantage on hitting it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's only when it's restrained. Which Viridian can do on his turn. He can try and restrain it now that he has grappled it. Which, speaking of Viridian...
Well, I'd like to do just that.
Well, alright, roll another strength to see if you can pin this crab.
There we go, a little bit better.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you strong arm this big crab claw on top of its head, and you like stand up and just squish it to the ground. Its little legs kind of like scuttering against the wood deck to try and stand up. But you know, like...
Technically, that is an attack action, so I would like to make an offhand strike.
All right, yeah, you punch him in the ribs.
Punch that crab.
Hit him right in the scuttle.
Join us next time on Punch That Crab.
The 15 hit?
15 hits.
Boom!
Oh, God, with a punch. That's really powerful.
Yeah, dude, you pin it. It tries to get up, but you just get up and give it the old elbow drop to make sure. We'll try that again. Adelaide.
People's elbow.
Yeah.
The people's elbow.
The crab in front of you has been nearly split in half from Silas's greatsword.
Well,
What are we
finally,
gonna
I can
do?
unlock my true potential. I'm just gonna launch a firebolt
Alright.
over the rails towards the crab. Do I have advantage?
You don't have advantage, sadly, but you don't have disadvantage.
Mhm.
Could be worse, is what
Could
I'm
be a
hearing.
lot worse, yes.
Mhm.
Unless restrained, I guess. Does that count for range stuff?
I don't think it matters.
27.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
it might crit. It might crit.
Mhm.
So
That's not crit with 27.
Yeah, that's not a crit.
We're one away from a crit, so do it
Yeah.
again.
yeah, do it again for now. But I'll check restrained real quick. See.
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
All right.
The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Their speed is 0, and they can't benefit from bonuses to speed.
Damn.
And so it just says attack rolls, not like ranged or anything, just pure attack rolls.
So that's all. So it's still 16. You didn't crit, but you hit him hard. Damn, you scorch it.
I'm gonna cook
right
it
in the
inside
face.
of its shell.
Does start hissing and bubbling a little. It's kind of gross, but you know,
I'm sure it
They're the
smells
enemy.
great.
smells alright actually. Like, Sauce, you're already getting plans for new food.
I don't know what this is, and I'm hungry again. I'm really emotional, guys.
Is it still alive?
Barely.
All right, then I'm gonna shoot it
Alright.
with my gun. I'm gonna go up and put my one leg on the banister to get a better angle myself, and I have advantage, so hopefully I can actually hit it. Sorry. This will load.
That gets him.
Ooh.
Hit him.
I'm glad some people are rolling well tonight.
And you shoot it square in the mouth, and he, you don't know its gender, slips right to the ground.
I was a girl crab.
Bunch of little crabs scurry out from underneath it and infest the ship. It is
Oh,
now their
no.
crab ship. You thought it was over.
You felt
Layered bomb.
How close are we to the other ship now?
You are like around behind it, but it is moving kind of at the same speed. So you think you would only catch up once you reach the island, which it looks like they're heading to. So should you do anything else, you will meet them when they stop. Essentially.
How many turns until that happens?
Like a round or two, however long you need to do things. Whatever you'd like to do.
And
in the
they're
meantime.
headed to a portion where where the other two ships are.
Yeah, but you doubt they'll be looking to them for hackers. They're probably not.
Are we able to see how many there are on the other ship, and how big is the ship compared to our own?
The ship looks about the same size class as your ship, a brigantine class. Roll me a kind of perception, because how many you would have counted while you were up in the crow's nest as they were approaching, since it would be hard to see
Me?
from here. Yeah.
Me roll perception.
Yep.
Okay. So I keep closing out of my thing that lets me roll stuff.
It's all good.
Roll normal.
Damn.
Dang.
Nice. You don't need it, but I think you would have gotten a D4 because ceremony.
Yeah.
Do I get it for everything, or I get it, or I only get
I
it
think
for
so.
one
You
time?
get pages.
Yeah,
I
you
think it's
get
for
it
like the
a
next
whole day.
24 hours.
Is it
Any
roll?
ability check you make has a D4. It's
All right.
crazy.
Mhm.
Pretty good.
Just double check.
You see that the majority of this ship is made up of like kind of smaller lizard folk, ones that aren't really like medium sized, they're definitely small class lizards that are kind of just the grunts of these armadas. There were very few larger ones that even those ones aren't really formidable. you'd think about 6 or so of the small ones, and maybe just half as many of the bigger ones, and no captain, as Penny has told Adelaide.
Okay. I am going to, I guess, just keep going forward. Yeah, I'll hold off. I don't really have anything to do until we can get there, but I still think it's worth following them to the shore. If they're running, it's because I think they thought they had a better chance using these crabs to kill us, and that didn't work. Not at all. And I think it's time. I think we don't run from this. I think we continue forward.
Alright, so you follow them, prepping for any more crabs or any other resistance should you encounter it. Always suspect crab. That's
Get ready for crab.
the first rule of anything.
Time for crab.
You saw they did have many more crab on board as well, so if they wanted to
Okay.
shoot more, they definitely could have, but...
Not while they're turned away from us.
No, they have no rear cannon, idiots.
Haha.
So you dock at this place, where they do. A lot of them seem to scurry off the ship as soon as they get, like, near the land. Like, there's no formal dock on this place. It's a very tiny one. You think they only took rowboats out here. But they get off, and you see just the wave of them jump off the ship and start running into, with the kind of lighthouse's main keep up this kind of hill. Let me drag y'all over to the scenery picture of this.
Did we have a specific goal that they told us for the lighthouse?
Light it, really.
Yeah.
Clear it out
Okay.
and light it. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't remember if there was anything more specific.
Not that you can remember. They just said that lighting it would be a beacon to people that there is still life
Would
here.
be kind of cool.
Would be kind of rad, honestly. As you get there, you see that there are other lizardy folk, gentlemen, in very piratey attire, kind of keeping an eye on you, and there are definitely distinct colours between these 3 different tribes here. There are red ones with red scales, blue ones with blue scales, and green ones with purple scales. Gotcha. They're green.
Alright, cool, yeah. The obvious.
And they all definitely are keeping an eye on each other as much as they are you, the newcomers to this little area. None of them are brandishing weapons, but they definitely, like, have their hands on them should you do anything. And they're kind of just eyeing the boat suspiciously as it approaches.
Should we be seeing anything other than just the lighthouse picture?
No, it's just the lighthouse.
Just making sure. And right now there's just these like 3 different color groups.
Are we like close to the shore? Like how close are we?
You're
to
like
them?
close enough to where you could anchor and kind of get down now. None of them really, nothing is done to stop you from advancing. No more crabs are shot at you.
Do Lizardfolk speak any language that isn't common?
They
speak Draconic, right?
Yeah, they speak Draconic for some reason, but you have known some of them to speak Common.
I would like
Uncommonly,
to,
but some, especially captains.
I would like to cast as a ritual comprehend languages. I will just kind of work as I'm playing my violin, kind of like work some like symbols around myself, changing them from common to draconic. I'm going to turn to my my teammates and I'm going to say, just act tough.
Oh.
Silas wipes the tears from his eyes.
What does that mean?
Just follow my lead, Comet.
And then I'm gonna go up to like the side of the ship, and I'm gonna have like one hand on like one of the swords and it's like scabbard, the other one holding a rope, and I'm just gonna be like, "Arr," you know, like typical pirate sort of pose.
I'm gonna pick up one crab under my arm, and then I'm trying to think of who on the team looks the most intimidating, who I can bring with me off the boat to meet with all of them. And I think, because these people are just, are lizard folk generally stupid, smart, like?
They're
what do they respond to?
They're very
Do
tribal.
they respond to nuance?
They're tribal and primal in many ways. Like, they definitely think bigger, stronger, better. Like,
I'm gonna grab Silas.
There are few things more intimidating than a half-orc.
Yeah, you think a lot of you are pretty big. Some of them are pretty large. You assume their captains would be big boys, but
Is Silas our largest person?
no, I think that would be Comet.
Comet's
Comet is literally a half giant.
Yeah, but Comet I don't think is capable of being intimidating. It's the problem.
Silas.
But it'd be funny
Comet
if you
couldn't
tried.
scare like a puppy dog. I feel like. Silas would do it by accident.
I see what Raw is doing, and I'll just kind of bare my teeth to little sharp teeth.
It's like,
A lot of the other, like, there are a lot of, like, little goblin-esque lizards that all start doing the same thing back at you, as some of the bigger ones also do, and it's like, it's really just like a standoff of baring teeth at each other. No one swings, no one does it. It's like dogs barking at a gate at each other.
Since we're waiting for Flotsam to finish their spell, after we do that for a bit, I'm gonna say, "All right, now,"
All right, Comet, it's time to flex.
and I just start like, "Argh!" just trying to show off my muscles and stuff.
Yeah, I guess Comet yeah, like flexes above.
A lot of the little ones start mimicking immediately, like flexing. One's like showing off a tattoo on his arm, and he's like pushing it up with his hand to make it look bigger.
I'm going to say, Silas, Viridian, come with me. I'm turned to Adelaide and Raw, I'll go ahead and give a thumbs up to Raw, who's doing a good job with Comet, and then to Adelaide, I'll say, if worse comes to worse, just shoot the person that I shoot.
Will do.
And then I'm going to give a crab to each of to Viridian and to Silas, and I'm going to tell them, when we get to the shore, and I put down my sword, I want you to throw the crabs aggressively onto the ground as a sign of victory. Understood?
Easy enough.
And then the three of us I'm shorter than the both of you, but I want us to like slow motion Baywatch walk up until I can get like in the thick, like not paying attention to any like scolds or like how fearsome they're trying to be. I want to walk like just into the thick of them.
Mm-hmm. You guys can also walk on water for a little bit, so that might.
Oh, that'd be such a flex! You jump off onto the water.
We'll hop over the boat onto like literally just three superhero landings in the
before we leave. We can like extra shine up Flotsam for like that C-3PO like shine, like the glare.
Buff him a little, yeah.
I want to walk like not to where we're so compromised, but I want to like get in the thick of them. I don't care if there are like some of the smaller ones are behind me. So there's none of them that look bigger?
Not out here, you don't think?
And none of them are wearing hats?
None of them are wearing hats.
I want to walk into like the thick of like just like the thick of them, so it's clear that like we're here to party. I want to take my rapier and stick it into the sand. That's your cue, guys, to throw the crabs.
At that point, Silas is gonna like spike the crab into the ground and try to make it like explode a little.
Roll a strength for you. Fel, roll me an intimidation with advantage since you got the boys and you're making a stance here that you're not to be messed with, and you're gonna crab them up if they do anything.
Okay, hold on.
Can I make it athletics?
Sure. Spiking is an athletic move.
Let's add a D4 to that. 24.
Damn. Rudy, do you do anything spectacular with your crab, or you just let the fella down easy?
I think I just lightly toss
rip it in
onto
half.
the ground.
The Captain America with the log.
Oh, I'm gonna do like the lion growl on top of it too, as like a backing for Flotsam, and like hunch over and like snarl.
I want to. Go ahead.
A lot of the other clans don't seem to care too much. They're impressed. They don't do much in like advancing or taking to the threat too scared. But the blue gang, they look pretty hurt. One of the small ones runs up and like skids to his knees and like starts crying at the corpse of this crab, shouting lamentations in Draconic about how could you demons, you've taken our pet crab.
I want to. Jeez, that's unfortunate. I'm not going to tell the party about that. Can anyone speak Draconic? Like, just okay.
No.
Oh wow.
I want to take off my hat. Am I the only one in the party who wears a hat? Is that the
You're the
case?
only one
I wear a
wearing-
hat, but it's a small
Yeah.
Oh,
hat.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is definitely a pirate hat, though.
I want to take the hat off and I want to put it down on the hilt of the rapier, which is in the ground. And I want to just ask in Draconic to all of them. I want to say to them, my name is Captain Flotsam of the Fire Lady, and this is my crew. Where are your captains?
One of the braver souls among them, one of the red fellas, who looks a bit more... He might be the quartermaster of the red crew, you would assume. He's got a few signs that make him a little stand-outish compared to the others. He's like, the captains are deciding. Up. He kind of points to the top of the lighthouse. We've been here for days. We can't decide.
Decide on what?
That's on the captain. We're not sure if we can tell.
Wait, so he can't decide on the captain, is that what he said? Sorry.
They can't decide on something. It seems like they're at an impasse and have been here for days trying to figure something out.
What is it that you can't decide upon?
Only they can tell.
Go and get your captain.
He shakes his head and like brings his hands up. He's like, you can go, but we will not interrupt. We were told not to interrupt.
How many of them are there, like, around us? Like, how many?
There is about a boat's worth of each. Like, a heaping dozen, at least, of each different type. You could probably take them all on, should you want to, but you're not sure how rowdy the captains would be.
Out of respect for your captains, I'm going to leave this hat and sword here. When I return, if either of these items is gone, or if our ship has been touched, I will kill every single one of you.
And when he says that, I want to stomp on the crab on the ground, like really suddenly, and like bare my fangs in the most like half-orc aggression way possible.
I guess roll another intimidation, but rolling low isn't really possible. Like, your baseline is 10 at this point.
It's not 10. I'm not proficient in intimidation.
No, that's what he's saying. Like, he's giving it to you right now.
Like you won't, like, this won't make him
do you want me to
laugh.
roll
Like,
with
you won't do it.
Do you,
yeah, roll
do you
with
want me to
advantage
roll-
because of all this.
Okay.
but you've already set the precedent that you're intimidating people. So.
and just for good measure, let's get a little.
Yeah, the
add that
D4.
Almost 30.
Some of the littler ones don't seem to be able to comprehend danger as well as the bigger ones. But the red one in front of you immediately stands at attention and gives you the classic Lizardfolk sign of respect and kind of submission, as well as some of the other ones of the other tribes, and they kind of part very hastily, so you have a direct line to walk up the hill towards where the lighthouse actually stands.
I'll give a short whistle to Ra, who would know. Did we determine if I could whistle? I think we did.
Yeah, you can.
It's
mimic a
probably
whistle
like
effect.
like a semitone, like boop. Like
Yeah,
not even
like
really
you're-
a whistle.
Like we're about to start an a cappella song.
Foghorn.
I'll do I'll do like a short little whistle to let Ra know that we're good to go, and I'll leave my hat and sword in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Ra kind of watching this from the ship. She's like wiping away a tear. Like,
So kind of
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job.
So, you're all going up, right? No one's hanging back? Keep taking a picture
No,
there,
I think we're all
Mikey?
moving up with
I
him.
thought. Wait, I was under the impression that the captains are going up, so that Flotsam was going to have to go up, and we were going to have to stay here with the crews.
You can definitely choose to if you want to. But...
Am I from the understanding from them that it's just the captains that are going?
It's literally just the captains up there, but they're okay with you guys going. Like, you can all go up. They're not going to stop you at this point. So if anyone wants to stay back, they can. If anyone wants to go up, they can.
Well, do we get the sense that it'll be in bad form if I walk up with everybody? They're going to be like, "You brought your." I don't know, because I don't want to.
They would probably respect you a lot more if you did come alone, but.
Also, they also want to wear a hat. If you go up without a hat, how are they going to believe you're a captain?
You don't have your captain hat.
It's my turn!
It's Adam's turn to be the captain.
I am now captain!
I it now.
I think the fact that that I've left the hat there, I was gonna point down to the shore to show to point out the hat that no one's touched it, and I don't know.
That might work though, actually.
Yeah.
As a sign of confidence,
I'll ask this.
I'm so confident that I put my hat right there in front of all your crews, and not one of them's touched it.
I'll ask this to the actual players as opposed to Flotsam asking this. I feel like, and I've been very grateful to get a lot of great Flotsam moments. I don't want to have to walk up. I think in character, I would probably walk up by myself if that's that makes the smart diplomatic sense. But I don't want this to be the Flotsam show. I want, I want the rest of you to participate in this game we're playing. That's where I stand with the decision to walk up on my own.
If you want,
I mean, we could all.
Yeah, you can go in whatever room they're in. You can go in there first, and we just wait outside the room. So that if you start getting eaten by lizards, we can run in to help you. But also, you can
I'm being eaten by lizards.
That's our cue.
If you guys hear the code word, which is "I'm being eaten by lizards," then you have to come in and help me.
awesome. If things get dicey, if I go with you, I can get us out of there safely. And
then I'm gonna whisper that basically I have the spell Featherfall, so if we need to jump out, make a really fun exit, I can make sure we land safely and get the heck out of there.
And I think if I'm surrounded and none of you guys are there, I'm probably the worst person to have multiple people surround me. Not one-on-one, but if there's a group of people, I'll just explode. And so I don't mind being in there by myself. I think I'm gonna try and walk up with the rest of the crew. I think we all should mean mug and walk up there together.
Okay.
Because as I said earlier, we are not in combat. I am just
Yeah.
I am another member of this crew. I may be captain in the sense of the way that I'm trying to intimidate these people, but for all intents and purposes, this is us. This is the crew of the Fire Lady.
The Fire Lady has 2 Fire Ladies. So, it's the gang.
Mm-hmm.
We're all Fire Ladies in
Exactly. In our hearts, we are Fire Ladies.
Yeah. The Fire Lady is more than just the Fire Lady is more than just a ship. It's a state of mind.
You wander up this kind of steep hill that leads to the this rather large lighthouse. Your way in, you can tell it's like more than just a lighthouse. It seems like there were some like cages in here, as if this might have also been some kind of like lighthouse prison, since it's far out, like a tiny Alcatraz. But those of you who live in this, have lived here, you know that there's like a much larger offshore prison, much closer to the capital, so you think this might have just been like a... for the country offenders. They tossed them out here. But it is completely empty, as of now. And, very cold as you're making your way up the spiral staircase to lead to the, where the light mechanics would be of this lighthouse, which are completely off. You come to a door that seems like it would lead up to... Holy... thanks, Vlad, for all the subs. Jesus.
Yeah.
What a man. What a buddy.
Dang, yeah.
I can't see what's happened, but
in chat,
I hope
dude
it's
just
good. Thank
gifted
you
a bunch of
subs. Thank you for gifting subs.
Yeah. They might need it. I was toying with having, like, subs of the channel being able to influence the game a lot, because, like, depending on how long you've subbed for, you get a different tier of, like, dice. So you can, like, spend your sub for the game to either add or subtract your dice from a roll in some way. Maybe in the future.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, right. But yeah, you come to a door that you think leads up to the last part, where you can kind of hear some grumbling and shouting going on above you, but it's in common. You definitely don't hear the titular hisses and cracks and shouting of Draconic above you.
We can't make out anything that they're saying.
They're just shouting about who's gonna be the one who gets to do it. Like they're trying to figure out who of these captains gets to do something, but none of them seem to want to give it to the other to do.
Well, it seems as if this is the place that I would leave you. I think it makes, well, at the very least, diplomatic sense for me to go alone, although I should admit that it doesn't make complete strategic sense. I don't know if we want to set ourselves up to ambush these gentlemen, or we have any other plans.
We'll wait out here and be ready to burst in if you need us. But, Flotsam, you're a very charming robot captain. I think that you'll be able to negotiate with these captains very well. Have some faith in yourself, my friend.
Understood. So, if I'm to be clear, what we want out of this is to ensure that the lighthouse is lit and that these creatures, these fellows, remove themselves from the area. Those are the things that we want.
Would you like me to kick down the door for you?
If you would be so kind.
Righty.
Gotta make an entrance.
Boot to door.
The boot.
I cast
door.
boot.
Oh boy. I can reveal an area real quick.
I'm just thinking about like being flanked by both Viridian and Silas is probably like I low key, I think we are like an intimidating group. To like, imagine you're like a little lizard and you see both Raw, like Flotsam and like Raw and Comet and Adelaide, and then this robot walks up to you, like flanked by these two like extremely large beefcakes.
So you give the old boot. Those of you who would like to remain out of eye shot of the door frame can definitely kind of scuttle around the corners, but without hiding completely. You think they'll definitely see people standing at a door frame, especially kicking a door open if they're within view.
I'll scoot off to the side.
But yeah, getting your muscle to kick the door open ain't too bad. They understand other pirates exist that aren't Lizardfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. So they are pirates.
You would heavily assume.
Okay.
You boot the door in. Coming into on the right of the room, there's like a little staircase that you're standing at the top of.
Mm-hmm. After you.
So if you'd all like to drag into, I can just like open the abyss, and you guys can place yourselves in the abyss. Just say you're somewhere. There's a staircase.
See my token.
I'm in the abyss.
I hope you gotta put yourself there. So I've got to drag you on here.
Okay.
Now you probably have different health from the last scene, actually. That should be updated. Play characters. Right.
Look at these kind of gross-looking boys here.
Rude.
Oh god,
They all use the art of Basuda the big one.
Yeah.
Flashbacks.
They're recolored Basudas.
That's how I remember them.
They're recolored Basudis.
I'm trying. Not the
Basudis.
Basudis.
Basudi and the blowfish. These are the blowfish!
We're the blowfish. Oh my gosh. It's the blowfish.
Oh, I can't drag myself on there.
You can't? Oh, wait, no, they're your, like, token. There's...
Oh no. Miniature.
Make it bigger.
Mini Comet, not Mini Comet.
Oh, there you are.
Baby
Don't talk to
Comet.
me or my son ever again.
That just happens to some sheets. It's really weird.
Don't talk to me or my son.
There you go. Now you can see some. You kick in the door and you can see these three bordering on large humanoid creatures all kind of snap to attention at the door being booted in. Their head is kind of in the kind of top middle of their torso. They look very hunched over, so if they stood up straight, you think they would be much taller. But they kind of sneer a little at your intrusion. What you can see is that they all seem to have very similar attire, and by their feet they all seem to have a large sack or chest at their feet, the contents of which you're not sure.
I'll just growl at them and then let Flotsam in.
They grumble and seem to maneuver themselves in a way they can all see what's going on. Very curious as to who dares disturb their meeting.
I just want to ask. I've never heard of these pirates, like any of them, or like would know their names.
Lizardfolk pirate lords come a dime a dozen. Like,
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I'm going to I guess I'll say, like, I haven't known them to be speaking. I guess I'll say in common. Captains, my name is Captain Flotsam of the Fire Lady, and I am here to engage with the three of you.
The red one sneers as he pushes forward, probably being the aggressive one. Being red, he seems to adopt his color well. You, come here. You dare interrupt our meeting. On what authority?
By the law of the ocean. There is something to be gained, and the law of the ocean dictates that the strongest one, the most capable one, is the one that should receive its bounty. It seems as if the three of you are quarreling amongst yourself, have given rise to this opportunity for myself and my crew.
Roll persuasion.
I really should just have this thing pulled up the whole
Yeah.
time, but I keep moving it so I can actually see the what's going on.
If you have IRL dice you want to roll at any point, I trust y'all enough to tell me the right
they're
thing.
away because I just recently moved. And persuasion?
Yeah. You're trying to tell me you don't have those things on you at all time? You don't have a pocket full of dice? Just in case?
Let me roll.
Yeah, your
Let's see if
D4.
I get it a little higher. 16.
16.
The red one seems to be very adverse against taking your advice, but the blue one kind of walks up and thuds him in the chest pretty hard, but you think for them that's kind of just any kind of stop motion. He's like, maybe outsiders can help us decide easier, because we're getting nowhere, and I'm hungry, and our crabs need feeding.
Oh no.
At which the red one kind of grumbles and turns around, his tail dragging behind him.
Raw, you see Comet's ears kind of start twitching at what he just said, so...
Calm yourself. It's gonna be fun.
It seems as though the three of you are in need of some sort of tiebreaker. I'd be happy to assist you.
The green one looks out and kind of snorts at the people in the doorway and he's like, what of them?
I have under my employ a veritable menagerie of skilled, talented warriors, scholars, artisans. I'm sure that some of them could be of service in some way should we need them, but for right now I can send them away if it would make you more comfortable.
He kind of snorts and kind of just waves off your comment. And he walks back grabbing his chest full of something as he kind of waves you to either come in or follow him. You're not sure.
I'll follow him. Sure.
He's more just moving over here, so there's probably more room in here. As if they expect more people to be walking in and not sit in a hallway.
I will have them instruct my crew to come in, but to keep themselves to the more the back end, relegate themselves, I guess, to just the sidelines, so as not to I guess offend the pirate lords.
All right.
When you do that, I'll kind of look to Comet, and I'll say,
All right, so just walk in, stand next to the door, and then have your hands like this. Just look.
Hands on the hips.
I want me to hold my own
just
hands.
like resting essentially, but kind of look to. I want him to look like a bouncer. Just standing at the table.
Is that meme of the dude at the door who's gonna let people in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Silas is gonna lumber in, still he's trying to look almost like a lycanthrope, hunched over.
A little more primal than he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to look bigger?
Just look calm. Stand next to the door, and then if we get into a fight, we can do a fight. If not, we'll leave.
And then after I say that, I walk in. I kind of do a swagger and just sort of walk over here.
Okay, I'll stand next to the door around here, I guess. And do what Rod told me, but not really fully understanding it. So flexing way more than I should because I'm super tense.
You're holding your breath, just gonna.
You look like you have to go to the bathroom.
Adelaide Viridian, do you two wander in, or do you?
Yeah, I sidestep
Yeah,
comment.
what's everyone else kind of goes in?
I try to puff up my chest a little bit more to appear the slightest bit bigger. I'm so small.
I imagine it's sort of like in Mulan, where like Mushu's like telling her how to walk into the camp, and she's like doing that weird walk.
They seem to size up everyone as they walk in. Eyebrows kind of raising as Silas and Comet walk in, being lumbering big lads. And when Viridian walks in, you see them like kind of snap at each other and like whisper something in Draconic, as if they're questioning something. You're like, they think that you hear them talking like, looks like the Viridian. What's he doing here? Like, no, it can't be him. He has his own crew. This isn't right. But then they look back at you. Yeah, and then they like kind of continue. It's like, none of them are wearing hats except the lady. Well, the one without their head on fire. What is this?
No, I still have my helmet technically.
Yeah, you do.
Can we look out and see like?
Yeah, you can see like the group of people at the beach. Barely your thing, but if they have a spyglass, which looking at them, some of them seem to have it on their waist. They would be able to easily see your edifice.
If you're wondering about a sign of my captainship, and I will like gesture to the fact that, and my hope is that like there's just like a bunch of scared lizards like too afraid to touch my hat.
Yeah, like two of them seem to pull out theirs. One doesn't seem to have one, so he kind of just waits patiently to snatch one off one of the others.
I hope that they've done it.
But they seem to see it and kind of recognize as they look back and sneer a little, kind of unhappy, but like they can't argue with that. That's you clearly made a scene down there as they collapse their large telescopes and resheath them. Like, well, crew of the Fire Lady, you said, your ship?
Yes.
Our conundrum here. And the blue one kind of steps forward, gesturing at the large lantern that would be where the fire is housed. We all wish to light this lantern. Send our messages across the ocean. Yet we all want it to be a different color. And he kind of opens his chest, and it seems to be full of different, like a powder. You assume some kind of chemical that would change the flame's color. And we will not settle until our color is flying in the sky.
Cheeky, are you making us choose the Mass Effect ending?
Yep.
I thought of it. It's not an end date. This is sort of like choose your Pokemon at the beginning of the Pokemon games. You gotta pick your favorite.
Oh, I guess that's true.
And why has one of you not killed the others and taken the flame for yourself?
If one of us attacks one, the others will destroy that one. We understand the impasse here. If I was to attack green, red and green would attack me, and then they would just be left to fight amongst themselves. And then our crews would be crewless. And clueless, as I nearly just said.
But if one of you were to have the backing of, say, another pirate crew, you would stand a much better chance against the other two, wouldn't you?
They all look at each other and then, like, at your crew.
I roll my shoulder and, like, pop it. Just...
That is to say that I believe that our services, the services of the Fire Lady, can be purchased for a price.
They squint. And what would your services count? How much is your... Cost? Your higher rate?
Which
How
one is
much
asking
would
that?
one of us pay for you to help us slaughter the others? The blue one's asking, but the others seem to also be wondering the same thing.
Okay.
Having been here for days, the option to just kill each other and light at their color is very enticing.
Well, as I said previously, this is the law of the ocean, that the most capable, the most powerful one, is the one who the resources of the ocean are given to. Now, it appears as if the best way to do this is for each of you to make an offer, but I should be clear. Have any of them told me their names?
No. They seem to just be,
But if you want
as
that,
of now, nameless.
if you want the lighthouse to shine as blue as the ocean, well, perhaps you should find a crew that was a little bit more intelligent so as not to attack us. What I'm saying is whatever your offer is, I would consider doubling it.
He grumbles and nods.
Madam Adelaide. And I'll wait for her
Yes.
to respond. Wait, who did I give who has the notepad? I gave one of you a notepad. I thought it was Adelaide.
Comment
Well, you gave it
had
to me, and I gave it to Adam.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Could you take account of these offers?
Of course.
Lifts up his hand, kind of throwing out a crabs.
Two crabs.
The red one kind of
Good
looks at
enough
me,
for me.
kind of walks over and like punches him in the shoulder. He's like, "They don't want crabs, they're not lizards. Often something they do want. I have gems, trinkets, baubles, things I've collected." The green one then, like, holds up his hand. 4 crabs!
Or crabs.
The blue lizard folk looks to his hand as the other one's holding up his, and he pulls off a ring that looks particularly fantastical. "I'll give you my lizard lord ring if you were to help me betray them."
This is like that scene in Always Sunny where Mac's like, "I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top," but it's actually working. Four crabs versus one ring.
Versus treasure. And allegiance.
Who was that giving us
The red
allegiance?
one.
The red one. Treasure and allegiance. Now, I have thought of something very devious.
No.
And I think it's the best way to go about this. Gentlemen, perhaps I could have a quick moment to consult with my counsel.
They nod.
I wanna like huddle. Can I huddle? Is there
They
a
huddle. They give you space as they walk back. Like, one of them shouts, "Crabs? They don't want crab, you idiot! You are so dead."
You are a fool for offering crabs.
I've
And then the
offered a
first thing
single
that we
ring.
say when we all get together is,
It's like that crab offer was pretty cool.
Okay, we're going the crab. Yeah,
4 crabs,
so we're
dude?
going crab.
But also, I kind of want the light to be red, or like, what if we combine the green and the red together? Would that make like yellow? Would it work like a light?
Well,
or would
that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, they seem to want us to get on one of their sides, but One wants red light, one wants blue light, one wants green light. But if you put all those lights together, it just makes white.
It's also probably going to be brighter and more useful on the ocean as well.
So why don't we just get everyone on our side and say a white light represents all of them? I think that's really what they want here.
Oh, this was not the direction I thought the conversation was going to go.
I just want the crabs. Look, I just think it's really cool to have like 4 or 5 like pet crabs on the ship.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I understand this correctly, but if what you guys want is what they're offering, maybe you could still offer the solution that we have for what they're offering. That way we get all of it instead of just one thing.
Also, if
Well.
we kill all of them, then we would be able to get all of them.
See, that's what I thought we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, me
I
too.
think Flotsam and I are on the same page.
But then wouldn't their crew get upset at us?
I don't think they can
Well.
even look at Flotsam.
They're very intimidated by us. And if all of their captains just happen to be taken out at once, I mean, who's going to be their captain after that?
My thought was, these 3 and their crew very clearly hate each other. And more than just that, they don't appear to be the brightest. If we can use the other 2 to take one of them out, then we only have 2 crews to deal with. We align ourselves with one of the remaining 2 crews. We take out the other crew, and then at that point, we have 1 crew to deal with.
So you're saying process of elimination, single out one of them, take him out, and then single out another one?
I'm saying they have already told us what the solution to our problem is. The 2 of them are going to turn on. It's very clearly we can get 2 of them to turn on one of the other. While they're doing that, we align ourselves with one that's remaining, using their combined force to take out the other living betrayer. We could then, at that point, either let them turn the lighthouse green, or if we wanted to, we could attempt to take out that remaining crew. I'm not sure that it matters to us what the color of the lighthouse is, though.
You think it would be concerning if it wasn't a normal flame color, but lit is lit. At a certain distance, light is still light.
I think if we wanted to kill all of them, I think that's a good enough plan to try as any, to just try and get them to betray each other as much as possible.
So you were saying you would prefer 0 enemies to 3 friends?
Yes.
I really don't trust these lizards.
I don't. Your assumption there, Comet, is that the 3 of these can be made into friends. They've been sitting here determined. The only reason they haven't left this lighthouse is they are afraid that they're going to kill each other if one of them leaves. These 3, I don't think will be.
They have the intention of doing so.
I think if we were to align ourselves, that is to become friends with one of them, we lose friendship with the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of why I was saying, if all they care about is the color of the light, if we can show them that one color is okay for all 3 of them, then I feel like all 3 would be happy and just this wouldn't be an issue.
Comet, I don't think that's going to be an option, fortunately. The way I see it, I think we should get green and red to turn on blue, because blue's been the most openly hostile. After he's taken down, I think we should side with red. But under the condition that we still get the crabs that green offered. Then red's our ally, we light the thing, we go down, we leave. Good to go.
Mhm.
Comet may have a point in that there may be no need for unnecessary bloodshed. I'm like trying hard to like fight against this, but
You have empathy. You're unlocking it.
it's like literally me is like do these people should die. Like this is the easiest thing.
The problem should just be murdered.
I don't think.
But I
it's
look down at the like and I can picture in my mind the hat on the shore, and I remember the like dandelion like or the sunflower being in the hat, and I remember that you can be nice to people even if there's not a reason to do so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess
thought we had something.
I'm so proud.
I just think it would be a more interesting moment than having these people fight each other. Let's at the very least try Comet's plan first. If things don't go to plan, I think we can handle things. But of course, if everyone else thinks that it's better to try and kill them. Again, this is a democracy in a way, and I will try to do what's best. But at the very least, at this point, I will stand on Comet's side to at least try this.
You see a big grin, Comet, and just his hand goes on your shoulder. Thank you for hearing me out. I think it's a good idea.
we can try it. If it does go south, I still think we should pick one crew. It's better to fight against 2 instead of 3. I'm in favor of red. I think red's a cool color. And they didn't
For what it's
attack us,
worth.
For what it's worth.
Willing to try, but I don't trust those fuckers.
I agree with Silas.
That's
Especially
wise.
'cause
You
they
should
look
never
like
trust a
him.
pirate.
Did look like him.
I'm gonna break the huddle, and I'm gonna walk back over here.
You see you walking over and kind of match your thing. The green one guy pipes up. Which of us has to die? They all like take off their hats. Like, make sure our quartermasters get our hats. We pass our captainship to them.
Gentlemen, in the course of negotiation, there always comes a point where the offeree is given the opportunity to make a counteroffer. The offeree in this situation is myself and my wonderful crew. I would like to make an offer to the 3 of you.
The green one, without trying to have the other one seize, kind of holds up 6 fingers and mouths the word crab.
Tell me, and I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to create a green flame, like a very small green flame in my hand. What is it that you see here?
The two non-green ones sneer and kind of look offended as the green one kind of lights up. I see my clan's colors finally burning as they should.
And here, and I'm going to make a red flame on my other hand.
Oh, he sneers and spits at the ground in disgust. So the red one kind of shifts the other ones to the side, steps forward. Finally. Red. Yes.
Now notice
God bless.
that.
Thank you.
Notice how weak each of these flames is on its own, and I'm going to like kind of hold up if there's like any like sort of green. Is there any sort of green on anything that I'm wearing, or red on anyone that anyone's wearing? That I know of. Is anyone wearing Comet's wearing green, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing
Viridian
green.
is green.
I'm going to. And then I guess the Hellion is sort of like red. So
Right,
I'm gonna
blue.
like walk over to the two of them, and I'm going to display how like the color green, like it doesn't really light up like things that are also green. And I'm gonna show like with the Hellion, I'm gonna show how like fire that's like just pure red doesn't really catch the colors of red because they're kind of reflecting the same colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to say, now watch. And I'm going to use minor illusion to like make the flames like kind of combine their colors. And I'm going to say, if you want to display the majesty of a singular color, you're more than welcome to do so. But as you can see, the combined color of the two is far more intense and burns much further. And I'm going to, before the green and red can look at blue, as like, I'm going to make a blue flame in the flame. Now, red, green, and blue are just different enough that by combining their more similar qualities, and I'm going to like put them together. And as I put them together, I want to cast. I don't know what would make more sense here. Either fairy fire. I don't want to like have the negative aspect. I just want to make like a grand showing of it.
Yeah.
I can cast hypnotic pattern or fairy fire.
Do you have dancing
I think maybe
lights at all?
I don't, but I think maybe hypnotic pattern is a second level spell.
I have
a third
light.
level spell.
I have light if you want to bring it over here.
Yeah.
I think I want to cast hypnotic pattern. And I can post what it says here. To try and make I just want to like make the brightest light I can. I want to move it, specifically concentrate it within that within the actual lighthouse. And with that pattern, I don't want to have to make it strong enough so that everyone has to. I'll get rid of the spell slot, but I don't want to have to make it strong enough where people have to be incapacitated, or charmed necessarily, because I don't want them to like know that they're charmed. But I want to make it so bright to like indicate the combination of the different colors can make a brighter light. And then I'm going to say, one thing that I have learned as a member of the Fire Lady crew is that the differences between us, and I'm going to look back at my 5 companions. One thing that I've learned is the differences between all of us, although jarring in some circumstances, it is together that we are able to burn the brightest.
Shit. Roll a advantage. See how like you're making like that cool like Zuko tornado flame when they meet the dragons. Kind of cool shit.
Cool. Okay, I'm like nervous.
Ooh.
You did expend a
You
third
do get a
level
D4
spell
out
just
as
for
well.
You
this.
do get a D4, yeah. Yeah, because you used the second level, I'm giving you advantage. And the speech, holy crap.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
and then
good.
add a D4.
D4. Hey!
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of threes. 25.
Ooh. You can see that the blue one, he's kind of shedding a tear. He's kind of wiping one away as he looks away from the others to not show that he was touched by that in any way. Red's kind of giving you a kind of solemn look, like he's real deep in thought. And you look at Green, and he looks pissed. He looks so mad. He rolled a nat 20 to resist going with this. He very aggressively pulls out his green trident and shouts at you all, "The crab reigns supreme!" And he is going to try and stab the red one in the back. Roll initiative, but we might freeze frame it on initiative because that's about all we got for this week.
Oof.
Should have taken the crabs, man.
I thought it would have been a more interesting moment.
I
Does Flossie
narratively.
still have advantage?
Do
I can give him
You
advantage.
can give him again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now it's kind of 3 against 1, so this dude's really trying it.
Oh.
Green was pissed, man. It's green or
King K.
nothing to this
Roosevelt
dude.
Smashed.
Yeah, he's King Grey Rule out here.
Woo!
Damn, and let me get it for these gentlemen. Ooh, well, the Fire Lady has been awoken. Next week, gentlemen and ladies, we will see the conclusion of the pick a color adventure with crabs, and it's very serious. With betrayal and... Yeah, it's a true loss in the crab community. We're going to lose a big player out here this week, boys. Thank you all for showing up and playing. But that's about all the time we got for this week. Bit of a later start and a few issues along the way, but hopefully next week they'll be gone.
Crab time.
Crab time.
Time for
Time
crab.
for crab.
Time for crab.
Green's going down, and then after green goes down, who's getting those crabs?
I mean, you're not sure if anyone
Throwing
has the
that energy
jurisdiction.
out there.
Like,
I mean, yeah. Also, if 2 of them listened to the thing, we might only need to take down 1, but we'll see.
hey, if one's out of the picture, that just leaves 2 who kind of agreed on Cool Flame.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cool flame.
Cool Flame.
Yeah.
Purple's also a really
Also-
cool color. So.
I was like, Cheeki, did you just do the Sleeping Beauty thing with the fairy godmothers? Like, red, green, blue, red, green, blue.
Or I guess it's magenta. It's like a pink flame.
Mm.
Oh,
Holy moly.
that was
Time for
great.
crab.
Time for crab indeed.
Time for the crab.
We off on Twitch.
Yeah, we'll say goodbyes. Anybody got anything coming up we'd like to tell people about? Bards for Bards is still going on, so make sure you subscribe to that Twitch and make sure you catch it.
Bards for Bards is going on. This Sunday, Vitamin Dieter and I will be participating in the Dungeons and Dragons content creator roast, also known as Vicious Mockery. It's me, Dieter, Joe Cat, Jacob from XP to Level 3, Logan, aka Runesmith, Cammy Cat,
Crab.
and Crit Crab. I think I think I've named everybody.
Yeah.
If not, be there and
Oh,
find
and
out.
Dobby Choppy too, right?
Ooh.
No, Davy Chappy is not in it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then.
You didn't want to be insulted?
Correct.
You can't take it.
No. Yeah, I guess just keep an eye on us all. We'll be doing stuff. Shane just uploaded a video yesterday. Make sure you check that out. We'll all do something eventually. I assure you, we're not all lazy forever.
Right, video eventually. Me and Cheeki are gonna play some Pokemon tomorrow.
We're nearly done with that. Awesome.
Yeah,
we're getting
trying to finish it up quickly for the 30th. So
we gotta get that Reggie Steele, man. We gotta get him,
dude. Seriously. All right.
But yeah, we'll see you next week for this.
Bye, everybody. We love and appreciate you.
Oh,
thanks for coming.